The room shrinks slowly until the walls crush his legs into his pelvic girdle. His arms moving behind him and his scapula folding inward like wings resting on the back of an insect. His head first enters his throat and then his chest. His stomach will be his final resting place. They start replacing people first. When they start, it starts small, and the iterations get more and more extreme. Certainly there's a conspiracy, some collusion. I don't know. Machine people, completely synthetic organ systems. Multicolored rubber tubes acting as pseudo-veins cushioned by pulsating plastic sacks of black oil funneling into various screaming silver pistons with their insides.
Dinner's ready. We've been calling you for like 10 minutes. Are you retarded? Dinner.
Look, dig this. We are going to be so inconceivably in the stratospheres of the middle class after this next hearing. Oh my God. I am pumped about this new case because if you just think about this for 2 seconds, okay? We got mass evictions, racked up debt, Chinese millionaires, and let me tell you, they will come back for potentially even more evictions via civil suits against people even less capable of returning fire, litigiously speaking. They will mine that building down to the numina, and then they'll replace it, and the whole thing's just like a giant snake eating its own ass over and over and over and over and over. And I am pretty well pleased to say that phase, B of our destabilize and demoralize strategy for the new paralegal is happening as we speak. I told him to file a notice of filing, to file a leave, to file a second amended motion to consolidate for hearings that are happening at the end of this month. And I've been baiting pigeons to the top of the building using kernels of corn that I've snuck out of the cafeteria. I have been training said pigeons to alert specifically to the color magenta as sort of a rudimentary tactical missile system. The pigeons are presently perched along the route he takes every single day to the courthouse, and wouldn't you know it, tomorrow's magenta day at the office.
Can I go to Tracy's house? Like now? Like right now?
You know what? You know what?
Can I go to Tracy's?
You're like upholding the fabric and the ink of the social contract. It's a trace of the imminent laws of the universe.
Can I go to Tracy's?
You're upholding the laws of the universe. You're like Kronos.
Oh.
You're like Galactus.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God.
Don't worry, darling. Don't worry. I know how much you worry. Where's your inhaler? Margaret, where's your mother's goddamn motherfucking inhaler, goddammit?
Holy macaroni.
This may be a reportable instance of what Dr. Raja Kapalachari has referred to as her becoming significantly anaphylactoidal. That is significant in the clinical, not the colloquial.
Salts!
How do you feel?
Yeah, fine.
Hey there, old sport. How's your, schooling?
I think we need to move the Wi-Fi router. I think, we're living in unprecedented times right now. I'm a martyr. I'm a martyr dad. I think we really don't understand the kind of technology that we're using on ourselves all the time.
Interesting point.
You don't understand. You just don't get it. Also, there's this sort of epistemic problem at play here. Like, we don't really understand how our cortexes, our cerebrums, our cerebra are being impacted by this technology.
But what about...
And we can't just outsource our responsibilities, the epistemic ones, to the institutions. You're literally creating a body of authority that you imbue with certain social functions, and these things are like gods. Like, these things have the capacity to enact sweeping change. And they're unilateral. And they sometimes compete with each other too. There's a problem with causation. I don't know. People don't know what causes anything at all. I feel bad all the time. And that's not normal.
We can't just keep the Wi-Fi unplugged, buckaroo.
It's making me sick. It's very miasmic in here. Can we please move the Wi-Fi router to another room?
No.
Has anybody here seen Videodrome? Huh?
Where are you going? Are you gonna unplug the router?
What?
What the fuck?
Did you see that one? Did you?
Oh my God, Frank, he's so good in that. He's probably my favorite actor.
I saw it in college. Yeah, I was in college. I must have weighed 250 pounds, the very bare minimum. I was really a fat little piggy wiggy, am I right, darling?
Oh, yes, you were.
Oh, wait, let's cut this shit. Immediately. I mean, let's just sit here and think on it, huh? Can we, for one time, just sit and think about the simple premise at hand? Humphrey Bogart. His last great role, while dead, I mean, in life, alive. But when you think about that, his cells were necrotic, oozing, red, those cigarettes. I mean, think about that per day. 40 hoons per day? All right, let's do some quick calculations here. A day is when the sun goes up, down, whatever, but Bogart, I mean, frankly, he was up all night. I think so. I mean, I bet, probably, right? So if we're really thinking about this the right way, we have to extend our time frame here. We got to think of a time frame unit of 40 plus hours per strapped in conscious session being the norm here. And I'm sure he needed constant stimulation, right? More and more smoking those non-filtered high ammonium cigarettes. More and more like a train engine, exhaling smoke. More and more and more and more.
I need to be excused. I would like to stand up, please. Hey, Dad? Where's Margaret?
What do you mean?
Where's Margaret?
Right there. What's with the mask?
Toxin.
You know what?
No?
You know what?
I know not what.
Margaret, do you know what?
I know.
Oh, I think we all know. We all know, Freddie, what? With all these little shenanigans. Hardly ever leave your room.
Dad, I told you.
Sitting there, what do you call these 8chans, lol cows? You're talking to terrorists? You're sitting there with no summer job, smoking pot all day, talking to terrorists.
Why is Margaret a totally different person than she was yesterday? Dad, huh? How about we address that little discrepancy?
The skepticism. If I told you that Margaret is the same person today as she was the day before, and the day before, and the day before, and that your mother happened to agree with me, and that Margaret herself happened also to agree with her happening to be the same person as she was on those preceding days, and there wouldn't be anybody to confirm your apparently bizarre new paranoia that Margaret is somehow different now, would there?
This is inappropriate.
Have you completely scattered your marbles? Look, this is a hand. And this is the other hand. The basic premise being, I have two hands. I know I have two hands. I know I have two hands. I just showed them to you. We're done here.
Don't move. Don't move.
They're sick. I can hear them moving in the walls I used to stare at in misery, in vain. The black worm which breached that sallow org in my heart is contrary to my efforts, alive.
Hey. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Extensive information gathering on every American. Human experiments with drugs and psychosurgery. Electronic surveillance. The era of the computer. Growing government and corporate power over our lives. A people plagued by dehumanization, loneliness, and violence.
What the United States government did was shameful, and I am sorry.
The world is a mess.
In the post 9/11 era, certain risks are unacceptable. The United States made our position clear.
The world is as angry as it gets.
Evil energies, think of all the phones out there, all of the signals, corruptible and corrupting.
One of the Navy would say, this happened on my watch.
Get the gun, Raper! Get the gun! Okay, now hold on to the guy. Hold on to him. Hold on to him, ladies and gentlemen. Hold him. Hold him.
What?